Hello everyone. In my previous video, I explained the concept of chemical change and examples also. First example, rusting of iron. Second example, burning of magnesium ribbon. Third example, vinegar and baking soda. Standard test for carbon dioxide. I explained clearly. If you want this, watch my previous video. Let us see some more concepts related to the chemical change. Particularly, let us see chemical changes in our lives. Chemical changes in our lives. Let us see first one. So what is the first one? Digestion of food. Digestion of food. Now tell me, digestion of food is chemical change or not? It is a chemical change. Why? Because during digestion, our stomach contains HCl. So it is reacting with the food and forms the carbohydrates which will give energy to the body. So there is a change in the substance. That's why this is a chemical change. What is the second one? Ripening of fruits. Ripening of fruits. So in this ripening of fruits, we are using ethylene gas. Very, very important competitive exams. In ripening of fruits, which gases are used? Ethylene gas is used. Calcium carbide is also using. Calcium carbide, but which is a very toxic one. Calcium carbide is used. Calcium carbide is used. So which are useful for ripening of fruits. So these are also what happened in this. Unripened fruit have one taste and ripened fruit have another taste. So there is a change in the taste, means there is a change in the chemical. So third one. These are all examples of chemical changes in our daily life. Third one is what we call it as fermentation of grapes. Fermentation of grapes. In fermentation of grapes, usually what happened, no, glucose is converted into carbon dioxide as well as alcohol. So a new substances are formed. Very, very important. During fermentation of grapes, what happened? Glucose is converted into carbon dioxide and alcohol. This is very, very important. And let us see fourth example. What is fourth example? See, manufacturing of medicines. Manufacturing of medicines. So during manufacturing of medicines, nothing but whatever the pharmaceutical industries are there, they are taking chemicals and preparing the new chemicals for the new diseases and already existing diseases and all. Then what happened, that manufacturing of medicines is also chemical change. Next, fifth example is nothing but manufacturing of plastics, manufacturing of detergents. All these are also because new we are taking initially one substance and it is converted into new substance. So that's it. This is also manufacturing of plastics, detergents, medicines. All these are what we call it as the chemical changes. And next one is very important, photosynthesis process. Photosynthesis process. In photosynthesis process, what happened in photosynthesis? In presence of sunlight, particularly this is sunlight, water and carbon dioxide is converted into glucose and oxygen. Glucose and oxygen is produced. This is what we call it as, we initially took this water and carbon dioxide, finally oxygen and glucose is produced. So photosynthesis. This is also chemical change example. This is also chemical change example. Next one is, next example in this, what we call it as protection by protection from UV rays by ozone. Why this is called as chemical change? Because so whenever UV rays are entering onto the ozone formula is O3. So whenever it is incidenting on the O3 formula, it is converted into O2 and single oxygen. So new substance is formed. That's a protection from UV rays by ozone is also a chemical change. Most of the members, they are not writing it is a chemical change. They're also thinking that it is also physical change. No, it is a chemical change. Ozone is converted into oxygen. Next example, let us see neutralization. Neutralization in previous classes also I have explained clearly in the previous chapter. If you want this concept, please watch my previous videos in detail in our daily life how neutralization is there. I explained clearly. Basically, neutralization acid reacts with water, produce salt plus react with base, produce salt plus water and releases heat. New substances are produced. That's what we call it as. It is neutralization is a chemical change. Next one is if we burn any substance, burning any substance, burning any substance. Say for example, if we take wood, inside wood we have carbon is there. But in burning process, air is also present. Air means oxygen. So then it is producing carbon dioxide gas. Whenever you are burning wood, a gas is produced, that is carbon dioxide gas. So new substance is formed. That is why this is also example of chemical change. So next example is fireworks. In nothing but whatever the crackers we are using, all those are also nothing but chemical changes because new compounds, new gaseous substances are produced. Food gets spoiled. Food gets spoiled. This is also in our daily life, that is also a chemical change. So after spoiling of food which is not suitable for the human body, so that's why spoiling of food is also nothing but chemical change. Next, last and finally is very important example. This is if we cut apple. Whenever if we cut apple or potato, then what happened in air? Brown slices are produced. Slice becomes brown in color. Slice becomes brown in color. So this brown in color is not a physical change, it is a chemical change. Because of chemical change, initially it is not brown in color, but finally a brown color slice is formed. That is the best example in most of the competitive exam. They have asked this chemical change. If we cut the apple, slice of apple becomes brown color is a chemical change. So with this, I covered all examples in our day-to-day life also regarding chemical changes. So this is all about the examples of chemical changes. In the next video, we will see the last and final concept of chemical change. Thank you.